So, we had already talked about studies that show that Trumpism was causing a substantial increase in bullying in schools across the United States. Um, and before MAGA supporters respond to this, I just want you to know when it comes to kids being emboldened to bully because of the President of the United States, other Republicans in office, and because of their MAGA parents, when your MAGA child goes to school, say that they're overweight, something like that, the other MAGA kids who are bullies are not walking around figuring out who's got Democratic parents, who's got Republican parents. All kids are susceptible to this increase in bullying brought about by Trumpism. But I don't know if you guys heard this. On February 8th, Jocelyn Rojo Carranza, she's only 11 years old, she was being bullied at a school in Texas, and she took her life. She said that the bullies at her school were telling her her mom was going to be scooped up and sent away to a detention camp and there'd be nobody to raise her. They just kept bullying her to the point where these fears just started cycling in her brain, hijacked her brain, and she couldn't get off of the fear of it, and she took her life. There was another student, 13 years old, Gabriela Aparcio Ortega from North Carolina. She was bullied. She also has a Hispanic background, and she named in her suicide letter the bullies who were telling her she doesn't belong here. And they were treating her very similarly to how Jewish kids were treated in Nazi Germany just before things got really bad over there. Um, there was a recent article that our LGBTQ kids in Michigan spoke up in terms of what they're going through because of Trumpism. A gender fluid 12th grader, West Senior High School student, said that students are relentlessly bullying him. They are calling him homophobic slurs on a regular basis. They have thrown rocks at him. Two pushed him up against a wall in a bathroom and choked him. Another Michigan high school student often finds anti-gay slurs written in the dust of the window of his car in the school parking lot. Our LGBTQ youth in Michigan say there's an increase in hate speech from adults and peers since the election, and they fear this will have a lasting impact on them. A student from Marquette said there's been more kids in their school saying, "Your body, my choice," and said that students in her school are using the word gay as an insult. Another student said a car full of students recently screamed a homophobic slur at one of their friends who's in the LGBTQ community while they were walking home from school. She said, "I'm really fearful how this is going to affect the future." Um, this 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 is crazy. This is what I'm going to say. We are going to have to build kids, our own kids, to stand up for those that are being targeted, stand up in ways that these kids have never been protected like before. We have to create heroes in this story, and it's necessary. And according to one of the students, they're noticing that even though they're being bullied like ever before and their mental health is plummeting, they said what's keeping them here is those advocating for them. Even, years ago, they never felt this kind of advocacy for them by teachers and their fellow students. Our kids can be a lifeline for all of these kids being targeted by Trumpism.